Morning, guys. If you're in Australia and up at 6:30, or good evening if you're in Europe. We're here again on the detour, and we're going to recap, obviously, big stage 13 at the Vuelta, joined, as always, by four-time national road champion from Australia, Johnny Trevorrow, and Mads Pedersen, if he finally breaks through and goes from hero to zero, wins the stage, and then says he's not coming to the Worlds.
Well,
Great start, mate. Jeez.
good evening, viewers. Sorry about that. Yeah, look, he announced it before the Vuelta started, so it wasn't something he just announced today. He decided that such a long season, family is too important, and he couldn't justify a month here and then would have had to go straight to Wollongong, and he just couldn't justify it. But his form, I'll tell you what, he would have been a bloody big chance. My heart made me go with Caden Groves last night, but when I actually drove up the finale,
let me guess, you picked him to win again just before you changed your mind.
Well, not just picked him. When you looked at him, and went, this was tailor made for Mads Pedersen, and he just creamed him. And it was daylight second. It was just such a wonderful delivery. And he ran second in the first three stages, and they were so different. He ran second in two really fast sprint stages to Sam, and then he ran second, in a wonderful uphill finish, which was, people thought too hard for him. So he's got amazing form.
Yeah, it's fantastic effort. You've got obviously a heap of interviews pre-race, there's a couple post-race, and yes, before we get to them.
Great. But I was just going to say, one of the big stories that's coming out is the youngest guy in the bike race, who's been a superstar, Juan Ayuso, Spaniard, tested positive, but they've let him start because of this whole low viral load situation, which is exactly how Bob Jungels got to start in the Tour de France. And I understand it. They've done the testing, and then they've looked at this low viral, and so he's not infectious, he's not sick. Fine. But there's been a bit of a complaint from back in the peloton that others have been thrown out, and without that intense look at them. They're not sick, they're out, and they're probably the same.
So what does it come down to? They've got to do more intense testing for the riders so that they can pick up if it's a low viral load, or how do they sort that out?
That's exactly what's happened. His team, UAE, have obviously looked at it and gone into it in more detail and said, well, hang on, this is the situation. Whereas the others have just, not understood it mainly. Yeah, so it's not, no one's really going crook about him starting because he's not sick, and he's racing a tour of his lifetime, but it's got to be fair for everyone. So it's a little bit hit and miss, this whole thing. I mean, the media have been suddenly judged as the bad boys in this. We're not allowed to go to team buses now. We're not allowed to do lots of things. Yet we're wearing masks. We're doing the right thing. This whole race, you see people without masks everywhere, standing close to riders, in their hotels, and yet the media, it's almost like a scapegoat. You can't go to the buses. Well, we haven't created this situation. When they suddenly put a whole stack of teams together on a plane, fly them down in two situations, suddenly the next day there's a whole stack of COVIDs. Hey, that tells me something.
So there's a big rift between the media and what's going on here. I don't know.
It's building. It's building.
I think the media could win that one, given that they're the media. It's going to be interesting.
Maybe. Look, I'm loving the Vuelta, so I don't want to be anti-Vuelta. My first one, and I'm having a ball. Sitting down to dinner tonight with your mate, Andy Hood. Who lives in Spain, and we were actually going to film a little section for the detour. We'll have to do it tomorrow morning at the start because he's nicking off going to Canada for those Canadian races, so we'll lose him after a day or so. But there are a couple of journos who actually like the detour and want to be involved. So I've got a couple lined up to do a little grab with them and experience Vuelta Journo. So it'll be a bit of fun and games. But so interesting talking with people like Andy, who also lives in Spain, loves the Vuelta, but getting a little bit peeved about how the rules aren't defined enough.
Well, that's fair enough. And he's been around for a long time, Andy. Great guy.
Yes.
So, you'll have to get a grab with him tomorrow. All right, here's all the interviews you got pre-race for stage 13.
Not sure what to expect today with the wind. It looks like it should be crosswind all day. Whether that causes some stress, we don't know. But as for the final, we see it being another sprint. Maybe a tough one with the uphill kick, but regardless, we're going to go for it.
Well, there's not many sprint stages in this Vuelta to go, so you should have a lot of teams prepared, sprint teams prepared to help.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe 3 chances left, so it's not too many when considering there's 9 days. So I expect teams like UAE and Trek to really help with our stage win. Also Alpecin with Tim Elliott. So it should be a sprint, and we should have enough help.
Morning, Luke. We love your daily updates. So we call it the flap specialty.
Yeah.
So how's everything in the team overnight?
Yeah, good, mate. We're all still here. And look, hopefully we're looking forward to a pretty easy day before the next 48 hours. I think BikeExchange and Trek will control it, try to set their sprinters up, and look, we'll just try to recover.
So the Champers come out last night?
It did, mate. It was very good for the morale. Wasn't sober for 3 weeks, so thankfully Richie fixed us up. It was awesome. He's the first Ecuadorian to ever win a stage, and yeah, it was awesome, mate. It was real good for the morale.
I'm surprised when you look at it that it's his first Grand Tour stage win in 3 years, because he ran second in this only 2.5 years ago. So it's a surprise, but good to see him back in form.
Yeah, it is, mate, and I think it meant a lot to him after the first couple of weeks. But like you said, he's podiumed at every Grand Tour, but still doesn't want to stage at the Tour or Volta until yesterday. So no, he's a class rider, mate, and it did mean a lot to him yesterday, which was cool to see.
G'day, Paddy. How are you, mate?
Oh, getting through. It's been a pretty tough 12 stages.
I was just going to ask exactly that. We're getting into the real, just past the middle of the race. How are you actually feeling yourself?
Pretty tired. Like the opening stages were hard. When you open with a team time trial, you already kind of have 3 days of team time trial training, and then Netherlands was quite stressful with the road furniture and the layout, and then we went straight to the Basque country. So it's been one thing after another, and you definitely noticed the bunch come down a couple of levels in the last few days.
So what's your plan of attack for today?
For today, it's about Daryl. He's in good form, and whether it's out of the break or out of the bunch, we're going to back Daryl for the stage.
It looks like it's pretty windy out there today, so it could be a bit of work for a few of the sprint teams.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the composition of the break. That's really going to dictate how hard the day is and how hard everyone's going to have to chase. I think predominantly it's cross head, so kind of makes it hard for a smaller break. It's going to have to be a bunch of big, strong riders for the break to stay away.
Now, I guess you'd be hoping to come out of this Vuelta with a little bit of form, because obviously Wollongong, I think you're riding both, aren't you?
I'm not riding either. Just the way the season's gone, it's been tough. I got COVID after Tour de Suisse, and kind of haven't been the same since, and it's been a bit of a flow-on effect of that, really, with the racing, the level of racing. Obviously, we're racing a lot more with the points thing, so that kind of creates a stress, and at the end of the day, the form didn't warrant the trip to Australia.
Good luck today, mate.
Thank you.
Probably not. Morning, Miles.
Morning.
Now, last time we spoke to you weren't feeling 100%. How are you feeling now?
I wish I was not the best, but you never know until you get out on the stage. You just keep trying. So, been a bit the story of this tour. Yeah.
You had a bit of a tummy upset. That's gone now, is it?
Yeah, it's kind of cleared up, but still not feeling quite 100%. But yeah, just hope to find that in the next days.
It looks like just a straight-out sprint stage, but maybe a bit of wind play a factor today.
Yeah, I also just, I mean, it depends. It depends how confident all these sprinters are. I don't. It's going to go either way. I think it's going to be a breakaway or it's going to be a sprint. But everyone's tired now, and if they do let a strong group go away in the beginning, I don't think they'll see them again. Yeah.
Morning, Rob. Now, another big day on the front for you today, especially in the lead out for Tim.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to see how the stage plans out at the beginning. Our plans for Tim today, I think it's another opportunity for the sprints. And he's shown really good form the last few days. We just got to get things right with the lead out, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, on paper it looks like a straight sprint stage, but it could be very windy, so I think there'll be a lot of attacking, a lot of people trying to get away.
Yeah, it's also one of the last opportunities for guys that aren't pure climbers. Like a lot of the rest of the races, hilltop finish or really hard climbs. So for a lot of the guys, there's not many real opportunities left. So I think we're going to see some pretty aggressive racing.
So how are you feeling yourself?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Everyone in the team's feeling good. I think we've had a good race so far, and that just brings everyone up.
I think the finish is good for me if it's a sprint, so at least I've got that option covered if I'm not in the breakaway. Yeah, we're just going to see how it goes. I mean, I don't know. It's what other people want. You know, it could be one of them days where 4 guys go from some of the smaller teams and everyone's happy with it being a sprint, but it might not be the case. So I'll know within the first sort of 5-10k what the situation is. We've got plans to adapt to whatever that situation is. So I'm looking forward to today.
Favourite for the stage?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think even looked at today's stage and targeted it. To be honest, like, with that sort of finish, I think it's perfect for him. So we know they'll control, but if there's sort of 8-10 guys in a breakaway, that's going to be hard to control. So we'll see what happens.
But it seemed like at the start of the race you had diamonds in the legs. Do you still have them, or do you feel as though you've gone over the plateau?
I don't know. I think today we'll tell. It's hard, you know, because I'm always sort of thinking, you know, on the mountain days, I'm just thinking about the days like today, you know. So we shall see. I was feeling a bit tired after yesterday's stage, but I think that's normal. It's stage 12 and it's my second Grand Tour, so no, I'm looking forward to it today, and hoping for some good sensations.
Morning, Danny. Now, your sprint form in this Vuelta has been very good. The lead outs for Sam early were brilliant. You almost got one a couple of days ago. Today must be a big chance for you.
Yeah, I like the uphill sprints. That's my specialty. So I see it as a big chance today, but will be hard with, you don't know, with the breakaway and everything. So first need to be sure that there is a small breakaway gone, and then for sure we pull.
The wind today, predicting side wind, which always makes it dangerous.
No, we are in the Vuelta, so normally it's okay. We are not in Belgium or Tour. We didn't expect echelons, but of course you never know. But normally it will be a sprint, and we go for it.
Morning, Ben. We'll keep it short and sweet. I think we talked it all out at the finish yesterday, but how did you sleep overnight?
What was that?
How did you sleep? You have a good night's rest?
Yes, Ben. Another day.
So you've got a big weekend coming up. Today, not really a rest day, but you're looking to conserve a bit today for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a sprint today. I assume it'll be a sprint. There's a bit of wind around, but I think it'll just be a little bit stressful, and then we'll have a big bunch sprint. It's not so easy to finish actually, but it should be more straightforward today.
I know you've mentioned Sunday a few times here at Nevada. It's a brutal climb. How do you think your form is coming up to that?
I'm there, but I'm not there. I'm there to be good enough to be in the top 10, but I'm not good enough to be able to fight, I think, for the top 5 at the moment. So I can only hope that I stay the same or I improve, but yeah, at the moment I'm just trying to do my best every single day, and that's just my objectives for the moment.
Good luck today, mate.
No worries, yeah.
Good on you, Ben.
He's good. No, he's great. He's very honest, and I just love chatting to him.
No, he's a ripping guy, Ben. Hopefully he can have a good final part of the Vuelta. We'll be cheering him on.
I think he will. I reckon he'll do a good one on Sunday.
Well, I've got a drinks break coming up now, folks. Then we've got post-race interviews. I'm still waking up. I've made myself a strong coffee, so if you detect I'm not exactly crisp, we should come good with about 2 minutes to go. Right?
You would love it here in Cordova, mate. I don't know if you've been down here. It is amazing. It's like the wall part of the city. It's a bit like Carcassonne.
Love it.
You have to park outside, walk in around here, and a bit of mixture of Carcassonne and Lourdes, as in there's all these little gift shops without the creepiness, if you might say. But I love it. It's just the most gorgeous little town.
Are you finding that the Vuelta really is like the Tour de France with a hangover?
Yeah, well, I think a hangover is a bit unfair. I think more relaxed. I'm absolutely loving it, actually. Like last night we're in Ronda. Fell in love with Ronda. It's such an amazing town. It's where bullfighting first began, evidently. Got an amazing arena there. And we went over this bridge with this absolutely sensational crevasse that went down. And it's quite famous. It's where Hemingway wrote all the story of for who the bell tolls. And the movie goes to where this enormous crevasse where they threw the fascists down into the abyss. And amazing stuff. Seriously, I just fell in love with it. So Ronda, and that's where the Beach Boys wrote that famous song.
Ronda.
Help me, Ronda. Yeah, exactly.
Christopher Stapleton says hello from Florida, USA. No relation to Bob, I don't think. And Luke Platt live. He says ice cold VB at the top of Sierra would go down a treat if he.
He's been. God, yeah, Loki boy, he has been a sensation throughout this. We can't go a stage without talking to Lucas and getting his updates, and they've been spot on too.
Yeah, he's a ripper. Thanks for tuning in, Luke. We'll take a drinks break now. We'll come back. We'll have all the wrap up from stage 13. We'll be back soon.
Look at this bike. You think it's just a bike, right? But it's not. It's a bike. 374 people are looking at. This guy, this girl, them, all looking at it. People from here, there, and wherever this is. People that are looking for a bike. Or just a piece of it. Amateurs, semi-amateurs, and pro-amateurs. This guy wants this bike, but with this crank and these bars. This could be the perfect match. But not this one. This girl has a bike to sell, and thousands of people might purchase it. Eyes on Bikes help grow small businesses. His, hers, yours, and the latest data and insights help those businesses keep moving. We are the world's #1 bike marketplace, with over 500,000 products and 900 brands, where buyers and sellers are brought together in a place where a bike is never just a bike. BikeExchange, where the world buys, sells, learns, and rides.
Big thanks again to our great mates at BikeExchange. Get over to bikeexchange.com.au, John, and what could they get if they log on to the world's greatest bike site?
Anything that's connected with cycling. Going to be a gravel bike, a mountain bike, you name it.
E-bike,
the whole lot. Just jump on the BikeExchange. Yeah, your tubulars tires, your singles, you name it. BikeExchange has it. But the other thing I was going to bring up is I see just announced on the website tonight that Tour of Britain will be Richie Porte's last hurrah. He's going to hang up the wheels. And I sent him a text through before, and I got a lovely response because he's been, one of the absolute legends that Australians have followed right through the World Tour. I said, I've been chasing around the world for the last 10 years. But yeah, so we're losing one of our great stars, but I'm sure he's going to be popping up in lots of other ways. So let's just say a big cheer for Richie Porte, one of the great stars of Australian cycling over the last couple of decades.
I used to love it over the years. I'd always wind him up that he was I think he was a boundary umpire in local footy when he was growing up. Hey, the white maggot.
He's a legend. And I like the way he'd fire up too, because I used to manage to sort of push a couple of buttons every now and again, and Richie
didn't say much.
No, but I said we'll have a couple of beers very soon, and he's looking forward to it. So
very good. He's a legend of Australian cycling, and obviously the big pinnacle. I mean, there's so many highlights. His early days at the Giro, but when he had the leaders jersey for a bit there, I think it was 2010, but finishing on the podium of the Tour de France. And
it was almost like that was fitting that he finished on the podium of the Tour de France, but he probably could have won the Tour de France. There was 1 year there when he was just going, the year when he ran the back of that motorbike, and Chris Froome did the run up as well. I reckon that was the year that he maybe even could have won it. But hey, that's an iffy story. We won't go down that path.
Yeah. There was a few times where there would be crashes, and then you get to stage 10 and they'd all go, "The great Aussie hope," and he'd be projected from flying under the radar to, it's all chips in on Richie. So, but fantastic career, and he's a legend. All right, let's have a look at the post-race interviews from stage 13.
Yeah, the numbers going up the climb were all there. I think I just went completely out of my comfort zone when I think it was Pulang from UAE attacked. And kudos to Carapaz. He played it smart, really smart all day. And I mean, there's a reason why he's podiumed multiple Grand Tours, isn't it?
So you've got two big days coming up, Saturday and Sunday. Which day do you think will suit you best?
I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll have to just see if I go all in for Sunday, which will be from the GC group. I'm pretty confident. But or if we spread my legs across both days, we'll have to wait and see.
Good luck, mate.
All right, thank you.
Exactly. Yeah, it's one of these things you have to roll the dice and see how you go. Today wasn't meant to be, but we have more opportunities. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Just quickly, mate. Yeah, I know you'd be disappointed, but just a bit too hard to finish.
Yeah, I mean the way it went. But you got guys like Roglic in this having a go as well, and today was too hard.
But the team rode well. You got into the right position. It looked really good, up until that last K and a half.
Exactly. I mean, with Simon gone, we're here for stages, and today was a maybe, so we went for it, and in the end it wasn't. So it's obviously disappointing. But once we get through the weekend and then the rest day, we have another opportunity.
Luke, your daily before and after. This is your after. Pretty warm day out there.
Yeah, it was, mate. It was beautiful though. It was dry heats, what I'm used to. Me and Jai Hindley were having a good laugh about it and enjoying it. But yeah, it was a nice day out there today, mate. And yeah, looks like a nice finish.
And I saw you couldn't help yourself. I saw about 20k in, I saw you doing a hard one on the front. I thought, what's he doing?
Yeah, just getting some sneaky time trial training in before Worlds. No, just trying to add my bit to the boys, mate. Just keeping Carlos safe, and we're going to have a go at the end. But yeah, not sure what happened there, but Carlos is safe and all to play for in the next couple of days.
Yeah, a big weekend coming up for Gonzalez and the GC as well.
Scary weekend, mate. It's a big weekend for those, and it's a nightmare for some of us. I'll get a good night's sleep and get ready for hell.
Yeah, there's a couple of grabs post race, and of course we caught up with Blap. Now you gave us a video, John, of you being interviewed by the Colombian media.
I didn't. Vazzy said you that. I didn't do it. But anyway.
I'm not sure if you wanted to run it, but we let it slip through to the keeper.
It's up to you. It's a bit of fun. A lovely guy, actually. Lovely people. Passionate Colombian. One of the journos was Colombian, and the cameraman was Ecuadorian. But yeah, they love it.
That was a test. It was a test of self-promotion. I was like, I'll just put it out there. And if you're real humble, you'd be like, no, don't run that. But then you
humble. I can't even spell. I can't spell it.
All right, let's run John Chabot with the world media after stage 13 and get some fantastic insights.
Australian champion 4 times, I'm right?
Many years ago. Yeah. Before you were born.
Yeah. What year did you do it?
First one in 1970, and then 78, 79, and 80.
Okay.
Yeah.
How the cycling changed from your times of cycling to now?
When I first came to Europe in the 70s and raced professional, there was not 10 English-speaking riders in the whole peloton. Now English is the language of the peloton, so yeah, it's very different. Very different.
And the bikes are very, very different.
Yeah. I see we had an Allen bike in the village, and I raced an Allen bike back in the old days. But yeah, now they're very different. But same for everybody. Eh?
How wide weight is your bikes?
Weight? Oh, gee, heavy.
Very heavy. People now, riders of now, say that cycling is too fast, modern cycling. That years before, there was a little bit slowly. You were a little bit slow in some stages. Are you agree?
Yeah, I think what it's become. I think COVID changed things. People got a little bit more desperate, and there's also been this modern thing where young people are coming very quickly to the top. 20-year-olds are winning the Tour de France. So the old protocol of you have to earn your stripes, let's say, is gone. Now the young ones attack, and it's much more attacking. I love it. It's great.
What do you think about Latin American riders? I'm from Ecuador, he's from Colombia. So I want to know what is your preferred Latin American rider?
I love it. I've never been to South America. I raced in Mexico, Tour of Mexico, amateur. But yeah, Esteban Chavez was with the Australian team, and yeah, it's fantastic. I think Colombia produces some of the world's best cyclists. Fantastic.
What do you think about Richard Carapaz, Ecuadorian champion, Olympic champion?
Well, what a ride. Yeah, great to see him come back yesterday. I was surprised that he's only won 3 years to win a Grand Tour stage, but yeah, superstar.
Did you enjoy the stage of yesterday's stage when Carapaz won in Peñas Blancas?
Not as much as I would have if Jay Vine had won, but no, it was very, very nice for him. Yeah.
Tell us about Jay Vine. It's so amazing, his history.
Yeah, it's a very good story. I knew him when he was racing in Australia, but he was good and very good in the hills. But then he won that the Swift competition, and suddenly the world changed. Yeah.
I think that you are 70 something, huh?
Yeah.
And you are still around the bike, around the cycling. Why?
My father was a professional cyclist. It's all I've ever known. I love it. So yeah.
Do you ride?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For shopping?
No. I have a little group that I ride with.
Yeah?
I'm the best of that group. Yeah.
How many kilometers at month or at week? I don't know.
Maybe 100.
Yeah, but that's good. Are you healthy?
Very healthy.
Yeah. That's because the bike?
Yes.
Yes. Do you
and not too much vino.
No. Do you recommend young people to make cycling?
Oh, very much. It's a wonderful sport, you know. It's much easier on the body than running, which is bump, bump, bump. Cycling is beautiful.
Thank you very much, John.
Okay.
John, let me check the...
Yeah, there you go.
That was a bit of fun, actually. I didn't see it before. Yeah, it was good. Good chat.
Yeah. I don't know how your blokes in the Dad's Army cycling group would respond to saying that you're the strongest in the group.
Well, I just stick it up them. Yeah, and some of them. So we've got Andy and Vaz and Chris and Neil waiting for me out in this wonderful little village. So yeah, I got to get back.
Righto. Preview for stage 14. Here's your tip. We've got, what is it, 160K, couple of monsters at the finish there. There's a Cat 3, 100K in.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? I got a feeling a break might go. You might have the two races, might have the GC guys racing for it at the end, because the next day is such a monster up. Everyone's been talking about Sierra Nevada. So in the end, it could be the GC guys on both days. And look, I can't see anyone chasing down Remco. He's just looking straight ahead. What I did like today was, though, that Primož Roglič had a go in that finale. So, yeah, there's life in the boy yet. There's no doubt about that. But I think we have a wonderful couple of days. We've still got a big week to go in this Vuelta. So, yeah. It's a fantastic bike race.
Yep. It's going to be a ripper. And I love it when they do predictions on any stage. They go, well, it could be a breakaway or it could be a sprint. Or they go, it could be a breakaway or the GC guys. It's like, you're telling us nothing. They're the only two scenarios.
Well, yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. So it's going to be a bike race and a half. Next 2 days, are going to have a fair bit to do with the GC in this bike race. But Remco Evenepoel is just amazing.
There's the final look at the GC before we go into it. And Primož has got 2 minutes and 41 seconds to make up if he's going to have any chance to actually win it. So he's got to have a crack. And just, as you said, there's a couple of big days to go. But with that sort of gap, I mean, you can't sit back and try and pull it back in one stage. You've got to chip away at it. So wait and see. Iffy, thanks again for all the support, guys. You've got to get back to the ambience. YouTube.com/the Detour podcast, 6:30 a.m. Australian time for the Vuelta. And before we go, John, what would you like to say?
I just reckon Jai and Ben can get back into the top 10. They're just outside at the moment, but I reckon they're turning it around. I reckon they can sneak back in. It's got, we'll see. Ben at 11th. He's only.
I think Ben's more of a chance. He's only 42 seconds off.
Yeah. But there's going to be a few up there who are going to crack over the next couple of days.
All right. Stay tuned, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow. Enjoy the night, Iffy. Don't go too hard. I don't want mistakes tomorrow. Righto.